What's up everyone, Steve here again from RCTNT. Now I hope you've been enjoying this build series so far. A lot of progress has been made recently. I've actually installed the motor and found the proper gearbox that fits, and it's mounted and all meshed up. The next video, hopefully we'll get it all sorted and actually running, which is pretty cool. Now there's a lot that goes into these. It's not as easy as just putting it in there, making it work. There's a lot of umming and ahhing, scratching your head. I haven't got any more hair left. But you get the picture. So I'll show you what I've been up to, and also if you haven't, please subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, because there's heaps of cool stuff coming up, and especially look at this. Look what I just got. That's right. That's the V400. It's a 4-cylinder Toyan motor. Can't wait for that one. But let's show you where I've got up to now. There is, now in the last video, just take this little cab off. In the last video, I was showing you guys the different options I have for the gearboxes. I had the basic Tamiya 3-speed, which doesn't have reverse, it doesn't have brake either, so obviously I need to retrofit that kind of stuff on there, but just letting you guys know. And then I have this Revo 3.3 gearbox, which is fantastic. 2 speeds forwards, 2 speeds reverse. Does also come with brake, it's just not attached, so that is a perfect candidate. And I'll leave a little card so you can check out the previous video. That does fit in here like a glove as well. But I also had this one here that I thought, you know what, I could make that work. This is only single speed, but it does have reverse. It's got like a little shifting fork here, it goes backwards and forwards, and it also does have neutral. So as you can see, now clear as day, you can see that I've mounted the motor and the gearbox. These pieces here, these were together as one long piece. There's 2 of them, and I've cut them in half. They're 100mm, cut them to 50mm in length, and I've hung the motor down. Now that's probably the perfect place for the motor. It can't go any lower, otherwise the belt here for the starter motor will foul up and everything else gets a little bit tight. But it might look high, but when the motor actually, when the body sits on, it sits around about that high. So I think you just see the top of that motor if the windows were clear, for argument's sake. But I think it sits pretty well. Now I've just used a nice piece of aluminium. It's actually like a 90-degree piece of aluminium. Made it all fit in there nicely. Screwed it on there just like I did with this guy, and everything fits in well. So that's the motor, and that's a clutch belt that I have with it, and hopefully it should it should work well. Now as you can see, the gear ratio is going to be a little bit of umming and ahhing. This is what I just have on hand, but the benefit of this setup is I can change this pinion to a larger pinion, and I can just drop down this whole gearbox. Now you might think, oh, that's going to foul up. It doesn't actually, because this height here is got these plastic fuel tanks, so you don't even see that. Basically the bottom of that, and then you obviously got your wheel which raises it, you know, yay high, so you're not ever going to see any of that. But I do have that option to lower it for different size pinions. Now about that gearbox, if you haven't seen the previous video, I mounted, or actually retrofitted like a brake setup just in there. Now I've made a brake setup work, and hopefully it should be okay. Obviously a lot of more fabrication needed. I need to drill a hole through the side of the chassis rails here to actually mount the mechanism that actuates the brake on and off, but that is in a later video. I just really wanted to show you guys where I am, because a lot of people are asking questions, how's this build going? It's getting a lot of attention, and so I should. It's something unique, and obviously I could have just put the basic 3-speed in there and used a brush motor, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, and this is where we are up to so far. Now this gearbox, I'll leave the link in the description before. Like I said, it's 1-speed forward and reverse. It is all metal gears, and check out this. I made that drive shaft, well, that drive shaft works perfectly. Check out that. So as you can see, the motor's just hanging there, but everything lines up to a T. I'm really happy with it actually. This output shaft here is where the disc brake will go on, and I used, like I said in the other video, it's a Team Associated RC8 I believe disc. It's going to go in there and yada yada, but check out that. Hopefully it works well. No binding issues, everything, so that's in neutral. Fits pretty well, and I'll get this pinion is from I think it's a Traxxas X-Max or Traxxas UDR, but everything seems to spin well, and it's going to be cool if you can rev it. It's in neutral, you can dump the clutch and then see what breaks first. But that's that. Now the body will go on obviously thereabouts, and it's got this cool tilting mechanism, so the front, it kind of like the real thing, it bolts onto the front there, and it would actually flip open, so when you need to do some mods or work to it, or like adjust the carby, there we go, adjust the carburetor, you can do so fairly easily. And the good thing about this gearbox as well, being in there low slung, it doesn't really foul up with anything here, and the body actually sits about 1.5 inches higher than that. Okay, I know you guys all want to see this. I'll do a separate video for this, but I wanted to show you because I just got it in. This is the V400 from Toyan. I think it's a V400A. It's sick. Now obviously I'm going to take it off here, but you can also push this little starter button and you can use it on the stand like that. But this is basically 4 of those little Toyan single cylinders put together. It's an overhead cam, 4-cylinder, obviously in a V configuration. How sweet is it? I think it puts out around about 3.2 horsepower. It's got a single carburetor feeding all the 4 cylinders. Yeah, 3.2 horsepower, and I think around 9,500 RPM at max horsepower. How cool does it look? So definitely I will be mounting this in something in the near future. So if you want to see what I do with this, guys, please subscribe. There's a lot of cool stuff on this channel. A lot of people saying, oh, why can't you just put this guy in there? It's pretty obvious. It is bloody massive. So you can see, it is pretty huge. If I line up about the fan belt, it's pretty big. And it won't do it justice. I want to put this in like a rat rod, hot rod style, where it's exposed and you can actually see it running. I think that'll be really, really cool. But as you can see, it's bloody huge. But at the same time, it's sick. Go check out Johnny Q90. I think he's got a lot of videos about it. I think he just done a 4 carburetor setup with it. He's going to do a supercharger or a turbocharger or something like that. And yeah, a lot of you guys say put a radiator on here. Look, I don't have the lathe and that expertise that guy does. He's like an RC wizard. But definitely this will be on the channel in the near future. And I'll obviously have my own video just about this guy, because it does need one. It's in its own right. Just check it out. How sick is it? Now Toyan are bringing a lot of cars out actually. They've actually got the 8-wheeler, I think from is it HG or HP? That 8-wheeler kind of mud-looking Russian military truck. They've actually put one of these in there. I've noticed that, so that looks pretty cool as well. So that is pretty much this video in a nutshell. Look out for this one. I'll do another video of this as well. Put it together. I'm just waiting on the spark plugs. The plugs for this, they didn't send it, or they didn't have enough stock, so I'll wait for them, and then I'll do its own, like, unboxing, or show you what you get, and start it up for the first time, and just tease you guys a bit, salivate to see what it's going to go in. And that's going to be a long build process, because yeah, it's going to take a lot of thinking about that one, because it's just so much bigger, so much complex. I think I need to machine a certain flywheel for this, but everything's up in there. Look at the size of that brushed motor. For the starter motor, I've got to get rid of that. I've seen some guy put a small brushless motor, the one that you get on these ones, actually fit it up in there. So maybe that's something I can do or think of. But this will be a long process. Not going to definitely be a quick build for this one. I want to make it really good, really right, and do this motor justice for what it is. But back to here, so V400, check out that. I'll leave the link for that. Any questions, guys? Please leave them down below. I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, these take a while, and I do work a full-time job as well. So yeah, the time I get, I try to spend as much time as I can. So that's all looking good. Imagine an exhaust in the stack, coming up in the stack for the truck. That'd be pretty cool, eh? Pretty happy with it. Pretty happy, and this drive shaft worked out really well. But step at a time. I think the next video I try to get all the, like, I don't want to, I can finish the build part later on. I want to get all this buttoned up to make sure everything can fit, and then I can do the details, well, you know, the mud guards and finish off the body and all that kind of stuff. But I'd rather find out where the servos can go, because you need to go, obviously, a steering servo, which goes here. But I've had to move it for this stuff here, but I can always just move it out a little bit because of those brackets. You need a servo for the throttle and the brake as well, and you need a fuel tank, the batteries for the servos, and also for the starting mechanism, all that kind of good stuff. So it takes time, so just please be patient with me, guys. I'm trying to get it out as quick as I can. Fun times. And I get a lot of people asking me, because Kevin Talbot couldn't get this flywheel off, the stock one. It's threaded. If you're watching Kevin, it's threaded. This pulley there at the front, it's got two flats on it. You put a spanner on there, hold it with a spanner or multi-grips, and you just, I think it's anti-clockwise. It's threaded, so you can't tap it off. It's actually threaded. The black one that you get stock is threaded. The aftermarket ones just slip on, but the black one is threaded, so you got to make sure you hold it with the spanner this way, and just get like a nice set of multi-grips or something on the black one, because it's knurled, so it's got something to grab. So anyway, if you're watching Kev, that's how you get it off. And also, good luck with your build, mate. Any questions, let me know, because I'd love to help you out if you wanna get it going. But there we go. Look how nice and flat that it's all sitting. Very happy with that. Actually solid as a rock. Anyway, guys, sorry, blabbering on a bit too much. Any questions, please leave them down below. If you want to know any more information, I'll leave the links in the description for this, for the motors and for the actual truck itself. But yeah, hope you're enjoying this build. I certainly am. And I hope you like the camera. That's the new Sony RX100 Mark 7. Looks pretty cool. Really nice detail. And yeah, hopefully better footage. So any questions, leave them down below. If you haven't, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you do like the video. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.